What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Questions and Answers, a series where we're just asking some really important foundational questions about following Jesus. And we're given those answers so that you can grow deeper in your faith and hopefully share that faith with others. Today, we're going to ask this question: how can we glorify God? We've established already in the series that we were created by God in His image with a purpose, and that purpose is to bring Him glory. And if our purpose is to bring Him glory, the next obvious question is this: how do I do that? How do I glorify God? The answer is this: we glorify God by enjoying Him, loving Him, trusting Him, and obeying His will, His commands, and His law. Let's look at Scripture. Deuteronomy 11:1 says, "You shall therefore love the Lord your God and keep His charge, His statutes, His rules, and His commandments always." We glorify God when we reflect that love through trust, obedience, and joy. See, it's not about checking off boxes to look godly or be religious. Rather, it's about interacting with the living God in trust and obedience to His word in relationship that He won for us through the gospel of Jesus. Richard Sibbs, a Puritan pastor, once said, "As we receive all from God, so we should lay all at His feet and say, I will not live in a course of sin that will not stand with favor of my God." He reminds us that real freedom, true joy is found when our hearts are renewed by the Spirit and submission to Jesus. Here's the key. When God's glory becomes our aim, when it becomes the goal of our life, He gives us grace and glory. Our aim at God's glory is met with His perfect plan of the gospel to sustain us and strengthen us for living out the purpose that He created us for. Pastor Brian Chappell says this: how can we glorify God? We can do as He said, and we can believe what He said. So to glorify God, we do what He says and we believe what He says. The prime commandment is this: love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second commandment is like it: love your neighbor as yourself. Here's where it gets real. We don't obey God out of fear or trying to earn His favor. Instead, we obey because we understand how deeply He loves us. Obedience that glorifies God is obedience rooted in delighting in Him, not duty or fear of Him. It's saying, because you love me, Lord, I want to walk with you. I trust your ways. I know your path is good. God's commandments aren't burdens. They're blessings. They reveal His heart, His care, His character. They guide us along a path that is safe, good, and full of life. Chappell puts it beautifully when he says, we don't walk the path of God to earn His affection. We walk it because we've already received it. Just as the book of Ephesians says that through Christ we have received every spiritual blessing, we see that God has loved us and blessed us through Jesus, and we follow Him, we trust Him, we obey Him because of what He has already done. When we truly grasp that God gave His Son for us, we see His love poured out on the cross of Jesus. We begin to enjoy the journey even in the hard parts, because every step becomes a way to say, I love you, God, and I trust you. Sometimes we try to glorify God out of fear. We say, if I don't obey, He'll get me, or He'll punish me. Or maybe we obey Him hoping for a reward. We obey Him thinking, if I do this, I will be blessed more. But both of those motivations are what Chappell calls sanctified selfishness. See, the true glorification of God comes when we're captivated by His love. our obedience becomes an act of joy. Here's something to carry with you today as we finish up. You glorify God not just when you obey, but when you enjoy him. Because love, not fear, is the heartbeat of true worship. We don't follow Jesus simply because we're scared of going to hell, although receiving heaven is a huge blessing of following Jesus. We follow Jesus because of his love for us and because of the hope that we have in him, not hoping to get his love or hoping to receive his joy or his hope, but because he has already granted it to us. And we worship him out of joy, and we submit to his ways because we know that they are the true way to blessing. They are the true way to hope, that going apart from him leads to destruction, but following him leads to goodness. We'll see y'all next time.